Today we're going to talk about containers. We're going to build a container, and what you want to do first off is pick a pot that you like. I happen to pick this one today because it's lightweight and it's easy to move around, but you could be very creative or very plain with whatever you pick. Then you need to decide if your container is going to go into the sun or the shade, and pick your plants appropriate for whatever place that you're going to have your container. Today we are going to do a sun container, and I'm also going to set it out in a place where it can be seen from all sides, so I'm going to make it very symmetrical. If you had a container you were going to put in a corner, then you have to take that into account and plant the plants at an angle, so your tallest one would be at the back. The other thing you need to do when you have a container is you need to pick out a thriller, a spiller, and a filler. This is going to be our thriller. This is a really awesome grass. It's called Little Red Riding Hood. It's an annual grass, but it will look great in your container right through fall. So when I set up a container though, my middle plant is going to be set higher than the edge of the container. I like to keep my soil mounded, and it will make it for a nice shape immediately once you've got this container finished. My spillers are going to be black sweet potato vine. This one is called Sweet Georgia. These are great, and on the tag will tell you they need to be in full sun, and that's not true. You can put them in the sun or the shade. I'm going to put the 3 in so that they are evenly spaced around my container. I'm going to put them just a little below the edge of the pot. So again, right away the pot will look full. Now I'm going to have 2 different kinds of fillers today. I picked a geranium that's called the Blues. It's a pink. It's a great geranium for containers. It's very compact and it holds its color. And my other one is called the Hypoestes, or the polka dot plant. This plant isn't going to bloom. It may get an insignificant spike on it late in the season, but it's going to be a great filler, and of course the foliage is pink, so it'll have a nice color. In between each one of these sweet potato vines, I'm therefore going to put 1 geranium, which I'll push further back more toward the grass, and 1 Hypoestes, which I will bring more toward the front, more towards where the sweet potato vine is. And I'm going to continue that pattern around, all the way around the container. We use biodegradable pots at this nursery, and I always take the plants out of the pot just because they take up a lot of room in a container. If I was going to plant these geraniums in the ground, I could simply plant them pot and all. You also have to keep in mind when you have a container about how you're going to take care of that container. How often you can water it, how often it needs to be watered. And if you find that you aren't going to have time to be around, we have a lot of seasonal people that live in this area, and they sometimes are here only on the weekends. You can use a product called Soil Moist. These are little beads that come in that you can put into the container. They're about the size of a grain of salt right now, but when you water, they're going to swell up and be about the size of an ice cube. And if you put these in your container, you're going to want to do this before you start with the plants, and it'll be about 6 inches down in the soil. So you'd fill the pot halfway up, sprinkle the correct amount of Soil Moist, and then go ahead and fill the rest of the soil up. It also is very important with Soil Moist to follow directions exactly. More is not better. If you put too much of this in, it will take over your pot. I also use a time-release fertilizer called Osmocote. This is one I'll put in every container when I set up the container. This brand, or this type of Osmocote actually lasts for 6 months. so it will fertilize the container for the entire summer. But I don't stop there. I will, when this container starts looking tired in July or August when it gets very hot here, I will go ahead and use a bloom booster product, for instance like Miracle-Gro's Bloom Booster, that when I water the plant. Now it says to do it every 7 to 14 days, and I won't do it that often. I'll just do it as needed throughout the summer. And in just a quite short order, you have a container that is set to go and will look beautiful the minute you set it out and you're done.